because of what it says about what life in America is like now that the Supreme Court has overturned Roe versus Wade. NBC News has court documents showing that a 27-year-old is confessing to raping a 10-year-old girl who reportedly had to travel to get an abortion in Indiana, not in her home state of Ohio, because of the state's new ban on the procedure after 6 weeks. Gerson Fuentes is under arrest, according to these documents, and being charged with the rape of a child under the age of 13. Ohio's Republican Attorney General saying, "My heart aches for the pain suffered by this young child," thanking the Columbus Police Department. This is the same Attorney General who seemed to cast doubt on this story just earlier this week. Remember, President Biden had brought up this 10-year-old girl's story when he signed an executive order protecting abortion access. Isa Gutierrez is following the story for us. Isa, what else are we finding out today from this late-breaking news about these charging documents in this case?
Hey, Hallie. So with these documents, we're really able to build a timeline. It starts on May 12th, allegedly. That's what the complaint says, that the alleged rape occurred on or around that date. And then on June 22nd, there was a report filed with the Columbus police alleging that this 10-year-old child had been raped. Then on July 6th, the victim refers to Fuentes specifically as the suspect who raped her. And then just yesterday, two detectives from Columbus Police found Fuentes, served him with a warrant for a DNA swab. They performed that and then took him back to police headquarters where, and this is the key information that we're learning today, Fuentes confessed to police, according to these documents obtained by NBC News, that he did in fact rape this 10-year-old child. We're also learning from these documents that Fuentes actually appeared in court in Columbus today. His bond was set for $2 million. This bond being set against the state's advisement to the court. They filed a motion earlier this morning for him to be placed without bond or bail. They cited the fact that he is not a U.S. citizen, concerns that he could be deported, and concerns for the safety of the 10-year-old victim. His preliminary hearing, Hallie, is set right now for July 22nd, next week.
What has made this story, Issa, what has made this story such a national story is this local news report that initially talked about how this little girl had reportedly had to travel out of state to obtain an abortion after this alleged rape. And that is something that President Biden cited in this fiery speech, blasting the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe, making it harder for women, or in this case girls, to access abortion. We talked about that Ohio Attorney General who just this week seemed skeptical that the story even happened in the first place. And now here there is this significant movement in this story, which is this report of an arrest as confirmed by these police documents. This is something that had been talked about, I think, and pointed to on the conservative side of the aisle. And for that matter, the liberal side of the aisle, too, is a case that highlighted abortion access in this country.
Yeah, absolutely, Hallie. And what we're seeing today from these folks who really question the veracity of this story is a complete 180, right? I mean, you mentioned Yost really turning around on this, and he had spoken to many publications, you know, not just Fox, recently saying, quote, "Every day that goes by, the more likely this is a fabrication." We saw publications, you know, release reports about this. The Washington Post with a headline, "A one-source story about a 10-year-old and an abortion goes viral." The Wall Street Journal editorial page posting an article that referred to this story as a fanciful tale. Not just in the last hour, them posting a new note with this new information about Fuentes being arrested. So again, just a complete a change in tone here now that we have this new information. I also have to mention the other Ohio politicians, Republican politicians who we'd been hearing from on this in the last couple of weeks, or not been hearing from, right? Governor DeWine being criticized for not coming out, speaking out more strongly on this and not answering more questions on it. And then, of course, Congressman Jim Jordan in a tweet originally saying, "Another lie, anyone surprised?" Retweeting an article with Yost's comments. Now, today, just in the last few hours, tweeting, quote, "This man should be prosecuted," referring to Fuentes, "to the fullest extent of the law." So we're expecting in the next, hours and couple of days to see a lot more of this. People really turning back on this now that we have this new information, Hallie.
Of course. And then, of course, the local news report about the travel that this alleged victim had to go through. Isa Gutierrez, thank you so much. Appreciate it.